swear every time you play this nigga, I'm never here.
Yeah, that's true. Sunny V2 video is called "Where Are the Chris Hansen's Predators Today?"
Chris Brown.
Yeah, come on. Sunny V2 is joint says, "Where are the Chris Hansen Predators today?" Lost freestyle refund. So with
y'all are racist. Every time I'm in here, I gotta do a freestyle.
Nigga, every time you're not in here, they do a freestyle.
Nah, it's first the Marie's lady, then that guy on the button, and now y'all. Like, come on.
Yeah. Where are the Chris Hansen Predators today? I'm not gonna lie. I used to watch a lot of How to Catch a Predator and shit like that. Niggas would be shook as fuck when they heard why don't you take a seat right over there? Why don't you take a seat right over there? So let's see what these bum ass niggas is doing now.
This video will cover exactly what happened to this.
Right, what about the employee video you said we would watch yesterday? We'll get to it. Yoshikage Ross, don't rush me, nigga. If I said we're gonna watch a video, we watch it, nigga. We're just not watching it at this point in time in the stream.
6 most notable. This video will cover exactly what happened to this.
And Josh, shut your ass up before I ban your ass. It's always gotta be one weird, annoying ass niggas used to watch pred videos. Are you fucking stupid or are you fucking dumb, nigga? I'm not gonna hold you. Some of y'all niggas need to be surgically wired to get y'all brain changed because niggas just be spitting utter nonsense and bullshittery, nigga.
This video will cover exactly what happened to the 6 most notable creeps from Hansen vs. Predator, and we're going to begin by talking about the math tutor Mike Manzi, who's had his life pretty much ruined as a result of the I'm Chris Hansen, No You're Not episode. After arriving at the Sting house, Mike bumped into Chris immediately before trying to make the excuse that he was simply making sure that the 13-year-old girl was safe inside her house. After desperately attempting to leave, Mike was arrested, taken back to the police station, and interrogated for approximately 35 minutes, after which the episode ends with the explanation that because Mike's discussion was pretty clean prior to the meetup, he was only sentenced to 3 years probation, meaning
he got 3 years probation for this?
He avoided.
Well, to be fair, the whole world saw him. He cannot go anywhere, bro.
At any time in prison and wasn't registered on any unsavory lists. However, this isn't to say that Mike's life has been easy ever since the episode went live. In late 2021, a conversation was leaked with one of the show's editors who explained that the head of security, Ron Knight, was actually Mike Manzi's uncle, and that there is a part that never aired where Manzi is insisting to Knight to let him go because he's known Manzi since birth. This is apparently why Manzi made such an effort to convince the crew to let him leave peacefully, yet his uncle told Manzi the best thing he could do is go through the garage and remain silent.
That's imagine seeing a weird coincidence. Imagine that happening, bro. Your nephew in a fucking How to Catch a Predator sting operation, bro. It's just like, damn, how did your life go this bad to where this is happening to you, bro?
Which Manzi obviously didn't do. As a result of the episode, Mike now hates his uncle, which has more than likely led to the decline of Manzi's other family relationships. However, the most interesting thing revealed in the message exchange was that Manzi was an avid watcher of TCAP back in the day, which explains.
So he used to watch How to Catch a Predator, and now he's on To Catch a Predator.
What the fuck?
Damn, I ain't gonna lie. Bro really became what he hated the most.
Aspiring to be.
That's tough. That's like watching straight murder dogs all your life just to become a murderer in GTA. That's sad. I'm not gonna lie, bro is freaked out.
Explains why he recognized Chris Hansen immediately. Mike has since been found on a felony dating site as well.
A felony dating site.
As on Facebook under a different name.
Tommy NFT. You gonna wanna know something about Tommy NFT?
You do this every time.
Something about Tommy NFT that y'all really don't know. Tommy NFT actually had. I'm kidding. Tommy NFT, thank you for the raid. You know what I'm saying? I hope the stream was cool and everything like that. Shout out to Tommy. What do you call your community? Savage Squad NFTers. Shout out to my NFTers out there, man. That's my boy Tommy right there. Crazy. But nah, for real, Tommy, I appreciate you, man. I hope the stream went well.
He's gonna call you. There's just no way he does it.
Where Reddit since been.
Oh, we're watching Sunny V2's video.
Yo,
that's it.
That looks crazy in the chat.
That looks crazy. I'm not gonna lie. We're watching a video called "Where Chris Hansen's Predators Today" by Sunny V2.
Been found on a felony dating. which explains why he recognized Chris Hansen immediately. Mike has since been found on a felony dating site, as well as on Facebook under a different name, where a Reddit user was able to get this picture, as well as apparently have a conversation with Mike, who stated that he gets recognized very often, and that Mike actually seems like a very chilled out dude.
Don't give a fuck about that. This weird ass this diabolical Dr. Doofenshmirtz body built ass nigga, bro. He is a weirdo, bro. Like, fuck, I care about his life or if he's a chill dude or not.
Chris Hansen's podcast, Chris explained that Mike is no longer working in education.
As far as we know, he is not tutoring or teaching anywhere. He lives with his parents.
Which would explain 2 recently surfaced photos of Mike working in a retail job.
Bad cuts.
That is a bad cut. This just makes you, he works in a retail job. He could be working at any place that you would walk into, a Staples, a Safeway, a McDonald's. That makes you really think, how many of your coworkers really got dark past, my nigga? Because, like, nobody probably know about this nigga's history.
I'm not gonna lie. If any of your coworkers picking up cigarettes, you know they probably got dark past.
They definitely got dark past.
That's not ridiculous to say that.
That's tough.
Presenting a pretty significant fall since tutoring for some of Connecticut's wealthiest families. However, Mike still got off lightly in comparison to John Dupre, who, as a result of his appearance on the show, has now become homeless. John waltzed into the Sting house without saying a word, and was so creepy that simply standing next to him
this dude already looked like a top tier predator in GTA, by the way. I can tell bro is going to go
just by his demeanor.
Bro, you could tell.
Enough to terrify the decoy, yet she apparently had nothing to worry about, as he stated that he was only there to watch the football. After revealing that John was simultaneously talking to more than one minor, he was arrested, interrogated, and given a notice to appear in court, where he'd be trolled and heckled by the attendees as he pleaded guilty.
And the judge actually in the case had to order the crowd to be quiet, to be orderly, because they had figured out who he was and what he was being accused of, what he was pleading guilty to.
John Dupre was given an 8-year prison sentence beginning in August 2016, although this certainly isn't where the story ends. Only 4 months into his prison term, John's brother and sister were both killed in a car accident, which happened on the very same street where the Sting house was located, and in case losing both of his siblings wasn't bad enough, there are unconfirmed anecdotes that John was also disowned by his parents.
Damn.
Hey, I'm not gonna hold you, that karma shit is real, bro. Just be regular, bro. Just be regular. Don't do weird shit, bro. That shit be coming back at you, bro.
Damn.
One thing about the universe, bro, is it will come back at you, bro. RIP his siblings though, but like, to be fair, bro, the dude is a creep. The dude is a creep. I can understand why his parents disowned him. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all treat everybody with respect, bro. That shit come back at you, bro.
With the book.
That's tough. Damn, that's crazy.
Siblings passed, and his parents disowned him.
Parents after siblings wasn't bad enough. There are unconfirmed anecdotes that John was also disowned by his parents after the episode went live. He was released from prison on the 24th of July 2018, serving just 2 years out of his 8-year sentence. Yet after being released, John was forced to register on a public offender list, which displayed his address as a Connecticut homeless shelter. After 3 years in the shelter, John was able to move into a group house, although in October 2021, only 2 months after moving out of the homeless shelter, John violated his probation in an unspecified way and was sent back to prison for another year and 2 months. Since his release in December 2022, John has been residing in a shelter for recovering addicts, although John Dupre isn't the only person on this list who's been back to prison, as Joshua Cologne also—
I remember this dude too. This dude was a fucking bitch.
How does probation work? Isn't it like drug related?
No, you can get probation for anything. They don't have that.
They say
that's you're thinking of prohibition.
Okay. Well, why the fuck did they say the nigga violated probation and then they claimed he was an addict right after? But they said that he like violated and they didn't know how.
No, it said it was an unspecified reason, so they just didn't say what the reason was. But
okay, well, I just thought it was drugs.
You thought it was drugs? Yeah. I can see how you saw that, but yeah.
So recently violated his probation. Joshua was the New York plumber who locked the door behind him after entering the Sting house, stating that his biggest nightmare was ending up on a Chris Hansen episode. After Josh comes out of the bathroom, Chris is already there waiting for him.
I know who you are. You know who I am?
Yes. And as a result, Josh is unbelievably honest.
Bro's forehead, you can see the reflection, bro. Bro's sweating like crazy. You can see reflection. You can see timeline, your past and your future in bro's forehead. That's a god load of sweat.
You can physically see him debating whether or not to run out this house.
You can see the light reflection right there. Is a god load of sweat on bro's forehead.
Solar flare.
Laying out his intentions immediately. After being taken back to the station, he'd incredibly admit that this wasn't the first time that he'd met up with someone underage, which eventually helped the court to secure a 7-year prison sentence. After the sting happened, but before Josh went to prison, he was still working as a plumber and would admit to a co-worker that he was very remorseful and would happily take back his crazy Russian ex, then go back to that house with Chris Hansen. On his really bad days, he would talk about how he doesn't want to die alone and that he knows that he'll never have a semblance of a normal life again. Josh was sent to prison a few months later in early 2016 and would serve 3 years out of his 7-year sentence. However, this wouldn't be the last time that Josh ended up behind
only had 3
bars. In September 2020, approximately 1 year after being released from his first prison stint, a post was made to the TCAP forum stating, Joshua Cologne was convicted yesterday after spending a few months in prison for a probation violation. 4 years jail, execution suspended after 6 months, probation 9.
You niggas suck at following the rules.
4 years jail, execution suspended. Okay, I know they're probably talking about like the act was the act of like the execution of the act was being suspended, not the fact that this nigga was actually about to get executed.
Yeah, why the fuck they worded like
for
that?
A second, I thought this nigga was actually about to get executed. I was probably like, damn, like that 4 years to execution is crazy. That's tough. By the way, mods, for if you ban anybody, I'm not looking at chat like that, but if you ban anybody, just make sure you put a reason, because like when we do unban requests, like in 2 weeks, I'm not going to remember that we were watching a Chris Hansen video at this point in time.
Good point.
Years. This guy will never learn. Josh's second prison term came to an end in March 2021, after which his former co-worker and friend took to Reddit to explain the reason for the sentence. He contacted me after he got out of prison for a second time, letting me know that he'd been framed. Apparently he wasn't allowed to have any pictures of any children on his phone. His sister shared a picture of his niece in a chat that he was in, and he got locked up for it. His explanation.
I doubt that happened. I doubt that happened the way he think that it happened. It had to have been something else. I'm not gonna hold you. That did not happen like that.
Interestingly, if you now search Josh's name on an inmate search engine, it states that Joshua Cologne is or was recently an inmate currently at the Connecticut Department of Corrections, CTDOC, located in Wethersford, CT, leading many to believe that Josh is now back in prison for a third time. But what happened?
And mods, if the chat gets too weird, like I said, I'm not reading chat like that, but if niggas just start being weird in the chat, just put in sub only, not emo only, because it's not everybody in the chat.
To the wealthy accountant who Chris recognized from the train. His name was Charles Lawrence, and after walking into the Sting house, the following exchange occurred.
No, Chris. What are you doing?
But this is the first time I've caught anyone who I know.
After which Charles was arrested and taken back to the station for an interview.
Damn, that's his dog. His dog walking like, yo, what the fuck? Oh my god. Your homie walk in and he a fucking predator in GTA? Damn.
Throughout the interrogation, Charles made the hilarious claim that because of his poor eyesight, he read the decoys age as 18 instead of 30.
Yo, Dad, y'all are not good liars. I'm not gonna lie.
13.
Every time he was 18, my eye got scratched, and my glasses were upstairs. I'm looking, I thought he said 18. I swear to God, I would never, ever in my entire life meet a 13-year-old.
However, the judge wasn't dumb enough to buy this excuse, who sentenced Lawrence to 2 years in prison, which he'd served between June 2016 and June 2018. Whilst in prison, the Association of International Certified Professional Accountants, under which Lawrence was employed, confirmed that Mr. Lawrence's AICPA membership was terminated.
How do you do all that work? All that grind? Y'all know how hard it is to become an accountant? How do you do all of that effort in school and work to become an accountant just to fumble like this, bro? It's just like, nigga, I don't know what'd be good with y'all, bro.
Effective May 25th, 2017, because of a final judgment of conviction for a crime punishable by imprisonment for more than 1 year. Chris also mentioned that Charles had a second job as a commercial real estate agent, and after finding Charles's LinkedIn, it states that he's the president of a company called Lawrence Real Estate Enterprises Inc., which is still active today and lists Charles as the company's CEO. However, Chris did mention on his podcast that Charles had some issues with keeping his license.
I'm not clear as to whether or not he's still involved in commercial real estate. There was an issue with his his license after his conviction, after he pleaded guilty.
Although even if he was able to, it's unlikely that Charles would get much work these days given his reputation. In May 2021, a post was made to Reddit explaining that they saw Charles Lawrence living in an over 55s complex, which has been confirmed as true after looking up the address listed on his public offender registry. This page also shows the most recent photo of him, taken in mid-2018, exhausting all of the information that we have on Charles Lawrence. However, we've got plenty of
okay. Maybe the art doesn't like really reflect who he is as a person.
Nah, this nigga's gonna look fucking crazy.
Yo, maybe the art is just like crazy. I don't think he actually looks this crazy. Like
dirt on the now
there's no way,
Stephen
right?
Buchanan, who gained notoriety for showing up to the Sting house with duct tape, a camera, and various weapons in his car. This was extra terrifying as after arriving at the house, he refused to enter and rather tried to coax the decoy into getting into his vehicle.
Oh,
do you want to come in?
Do you want to go?
Can you just like come in and we can chat for a little bit? What do you want to do?
Oh my god, yo. Oh nah, bro is you could tell. Oh my god. The smile is crazy. Bro has nothing but mischievous thoughts on his mind. Dog, I ain't gonna lie.
That
this
nigga
dude's a freak.
Nothing but red.
Yo, this dude, I'm not gonna hold you. This is the type of nigga to pull you out your own house, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be terrified. Bro, his name is Bryant. That's crazy.
I'll show you around first, though. You got some food if you want. You want to show you around?
Can we watch a movie?
We're not going to the movie.
After being confronted by Chris, Buchanan tries to blame his depravity on the PTSD he got during his military time in Iraq, although
How nigga, what? Yo, these niggas be probably making up some different lies. I've never heard of these lies. It's just that they don't make sense. Bro, you blaming it on PTSD? What? Oh my god. And by the way, just cut the whole thing off, bro. Come on.
Despite this impediment, Buchanan still served 3 years in prison, after which
He
fans
should have gotten more than 3 years, I'm not gonna lie.
The show began to notice that the story he shared with Chris wasn't entirely accurate. A user by the name of Bud1985 took to Reddit in a post reading, "Stephen Buchanan. This took me a good hour of searching through old pics from Iraq, but I finally found it. I served with this turd." Bud continued in the comments by stating, "When he was active duty, he was a tank mechanic. And how do I know this? He was my tanks mechanic. He would do maintenance on it in the motor pool every Monday. He never went on a single mission. He never seen a minute of combat."
Of course the dude was lying, bro. I don't know who believed that. Bro hasn't even been in the field for real. He just was an engineer on tanks.
He may have been through some mortar fire, but that's it. It pissed me off so bad when I heard him blame it on PTSD. The most recent photo of Stephen Buchanan comes from July 2022, which
Bro, you been eating good in there? Holy
shit. That nigga that eats in prison is not even likes that. How are you getting likes that?
Did he eat somebody? I thought you were supposed to get Aki in prison.
Yeah,
like,
what the fuck?
He eat somebody? Damn.
By 2022, which accompanies a further update from Chris Hansen's podcast.
And as far as we can tell, he still lives in Connecticut with his parents, and he's working driving a large truck.
Also explaining that he was able to have a conversation with Stephen's father.
I called the number we had for Stephen Buchanan, and a man picked up, and it actually sounded a little bit like Stephen Buchanan, and I asked for Stephen. Right away, the man said, "Is this Chris Hansen?" And I said, "Yes, it is. This is why you're calling." I said, "I'm calling for Stephen Buchanan," and the father had the tone of a man exasperated with having to deal with the circumstances around his son. He told me that Stephen has moved on with his life, and essentially that he wants to only look forward, and then the senior Buchanan asked that I never call the number again.
But while Stephen has done a pretty good job of moving on with his life, this has been significantly more difficult for Jeff Sokol, who became arguably the most notable predator in Chris Hansen history after bringing a pepperoni pizza to the Fairfield Sting House. The iconic episode became etched in YouTube history, as Jeff seems so relaxed about the confrontation that he was only able to focus on his dinner.
I want to know a little bit more about you first. Can I eat first?
After Jeff spent
can I eat first?
15 minutes demolishing his pizza, he'd offer Chris a slice on the way out.
Bro crushed an entire pizza, bro.
What size pizza was that?
I don't know if he crushed the entire joint. That joint, it looks at least like 10, 11 slices. I'm not gonna lose you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. That's disgusting me that this nigga was. I know this nigga doesn't care about shit, but you eating a fucking pizza and you're putting your half-eaten fucking pizza on the other pizza is pissing me off.
I'm good, thank you.
And even after being taken back to the station, Jeff maintained the attitude that he hadn't done anything wrong, according to a source who was at the station with him.
He kept his cool. He was pretty confident that he was going to be able to get out of this, be able to get a good lawyer and to really take care of his case.
While Jeff seemed confident that he wouldn't receive any charges, this didn't alter his reality, as after going through 3 different lawyers, he'd be sentenced to 2.5 years in prison.
Oh. I thought it said 30 to life.
Yeah, bro, you should get sentenced to 30 to life. What the hell?
Then beginning on the 27th of May 2017.
He got 30 months in jail.
Whilst locked up, the Jeff Sokol episode became so popular that fans of the show tracked down the restaurant from which the pizza had been ordered and began to visit the restaurant asking for the exact same pizza that Jeff had.
Do y'all see how, I'm not gonna lie, this is very strange internet behavior. Do y'all understand why niggas gotta be so quiet on the internet, bro? Because if you don't, niggas like this will pop up. This is weird as fuck.
Nigga, what are you gaining?
This has to, you have to get a job, bro. This is crazy. You want the same pizza that a predator had, and you're going to go track down the pizza place and get the exact same pizza he had.
I traveled
2.5 hours. Yo,
lock this nigga up. Lock him up.
Terrible payout, by the way. This nigga traveled 2.5 hours for a 5.7K video. Bro, you almost traveled the same amount of views that you made, nigga. This was horrible investments, bro. You did not get that shit back. What's good, but this is weird. He's not just as weird as
Lock
that dude.
That nigga
but he weird too.
I'm not gonna lie. If you're already going out of your way to do this, they need to get a background check on that nigga because he's probably doing the same thing.
What the hell, bro?
Gotten. The restaurant has since had hundreds of positive reviews, many of which subtly referencing the Jeff Sokol incident. And according to an email sent to us by a fan, the restaurant had to eventually ask people to stop asking for the Sokol special, although there doesn't actually seem to be any evidence for this claim. By the time Jeff was released from prison in June 2019, his appearance on the show had racked up a view count in the tens of millions, leading Jeff to try and change his name legally to Sonny Derek Porter.
Sokol actually went to court and petitioned to change his name to Sonny Derek Porter.
A few years ago, I was arrested as a part of a sting operation trying to meet a girl who was underage. The sting was part of a nationally syndicated TV show, Crime Watch Daily, Hansen vs. Predator. This episode is now available online, along with many other troll videos and nasty comments from fans of the show.
Fuck, did you think they were gonna say nice things about you?
So this nigga thinks he's about to be allowed to change his name because they know he's a predator. And his reasoning is they're hurting my feelings. Like, nigga, wrap that shit up.
In the aftermath, I've experienced humiliation, harassment, and embarrassment. One could argue that this was justified, but I've surely lived with much remorse since the arrest.
I don't give a fuck what you live with, nigga. I don't care if you live with
Turn
Obama,
that shit off.
Since my current name will always be linked via a simple internet search, I'm requesting authorization to change my name. I'm working hard to be a better person overall and making a sincere effort to treat everyone with respect. I hope to meet new friends and acquaintances and wish not to be judged based on one gigantic mistake I made a few years ago. I hope to be judged for the person I really am, the person I am today. More than anything, I would like a second chance at a happy and safe life. However, the name change was eventually rejected, which only
no shit. What the fuck?
led to more trolling. It was then discovered that Jeff had been forced to sell his apartment, and according to this Reddit comment, which isn't the best evidence, Jeff moved in with his parents in blank. It seems like he comes from a pretty affluent family, so he probably just mooches from his parents and stays low-key. The most recent photo of him comes from early 2021, which unfortunately marks the final piece of information we have on Jeff Sokol, because despite being one of the show's most notable people, he certainly kept one of the lowest profiles.
Fuck that nigga Jeff, man. Real shit.
Did that nigga get the least amount of time?
He got 30 months. He got, what is that, 2.5 years? Bro, fuck that nigga, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Bro talking about some, I am remorseful. I really feel like, how these niggas get so low sentences?
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This shit, it's the angle. I swear to God, my arms. Nah. Like, I was just looking at it. That shit looks crazy.
Oh, shit. Good Sonny B2 video, though.
It's not even the right arm, right-handed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Good Sonny B2 video, man. You know what I'm saying? So y'all be careful out here. I don't know how these niggas got those low time, but